Hi, what I got here is a Villa door with multiple coats of paint on it, and in particular a lot of lead. I'm just going to strip a piece of this panel here around the moulding, putting on the stripper there. It's important to put it on wet. Don't put it on too thick. Now 3 minutes later, I'm just wetting it up again. What we tend to do with the stripper is we can just put it on a little piece at a time, keep it wet. Again, this is now 6 minutes since the start. Scooping it off with the broad knife. The flexible knife we use, it gets under the paint, doesn't damage the wood. Taking it down into this yellow stuff. This is a spoon that we've got on an extended handle. Gets into the moulding. And then we're putting on more strip-it into the groove around the moulding, and then wetting up the whole panel part again. It's now 10 minutes later. I've kept it wet during that time. Got the spoon again going into those mouldings, into the curved area there. Now I'm using the broad knife to get between the moulding and the railing and the panel there. And then the broad knife again will scoop off the paint. This is going through multiple layers now. It's really gone down deep. There are a lot of coats of paint on this door. So that's down, virtually right down to the wood. There's just really an undercoat left. There was no varnish on this door to start with either, so this is sort of a real test of what the system can do. Again, put the strip-it on to the moulding area there, get it in between the channel that's between the moulding and the railing, and then just wet the rest of the panel up. Note the wrist action there, just little flicks as you go. Now I've got the broad knife and I'm easing it between the moulding and the panel and sliding it down gently. And it sort of just breaks any bond that the paint's got between the wood of the moulding and the panel, and then just wetting up the rest of it again. The stripper gets into those grooves now. 10 minutes later, you're able to scoop off the final paint that's on the wood. You're now down to the kauri there. Got the strip-it wool, the coarse one, and I've got the flush-it now, and we're just rinsing away any of the residues that are there, and then ragging it off. You can see it all comes off onto the rag. That's where you want it. And then we're using the wool on the moulding, gets into that curve. Again, wiping it away. That's the whole point, is as you flush, you scrub, you wipe. Then we use our red brass bristled toothbrush into that channel. Absolutely magic brushes those for this sort of thing. So you're spraying and scrubbing as you go. And then the rag's around the broad knife. You drag it down between the moulding and the panel. Again, just cleans it all out. And now we're putting on another last coat of stripper. You wouldn't think it was necessary, but this is going to go deep into the grain and pull out any of the paint residues that are deep into the grain. 3 minutes later, final scrub with the strip-it wool, the coarse wool, and another final scrub with the red toothbrush. And a final wipe off there with the cloth. And now we're back to the flusher, the blue liquid again, and we're using now the flush-it wool, the finer wool. And we're spraying, scrubbing as we go. There's no waiting. And then we wipe off with another rag. We're sort of rolling it as you go. Now we're using the blue brush. This is Brush is always kept nice and clean so we don't move residues around.